Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Now, y'all, tonight we are diving in some real conversations, people. If you are scared to have it out loud, using your 9 to 5 to fund your business. So that's what we're talking about. Using that 9 to 5 to fund that business. Listen, so too many of us feel stuck at these jobs like we don't have no options. Like that supervisor is the CEO of your destiny. Mm-mm. And that is not true. Your 9 to 5 is your investor. It's the seed money for whatever God has placed in your spirit to build. And I know some of y'all tuning in tonight are in that place where you're tired, you're frustrated, you're ready for more, but you're scared to take that step because everybody keeps telling you, what if you fail? Now, but here's the thing, having a job doesn't mean you're secure. It can be fired. You can just really be honestly fired tomorrow. So technically, you're taking a risk every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show y'all a clip that I'm going to play tonight. And it's going to hit y'all in some spots, but this is going to talk to you about mindset. It's also going to be coming from something where we're talking about taking a chance on you, taking that real risk. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play that for y'all. But I just want to, before I send that plate in and play this video, I just want to say about taking that time and funding your, not taking your business by funding it using your 9 to 5. Before I play that, I just want to talk to Miss Denise Day as my host. And y'all know I forgot to say who I was, Miss Denise Murray. So you got both Denise's here about to give it to y'all tonight. But I wanted to touch on using, using your job to fund your business. But not only that, guess what, y'all? I'm going to give y'all some pointers tonight on how I'm going to give y'all some tips. And I'm even going to give y'all some things tonight that's going to help you with getting some money for your business. So y'all better stay on here so you can get that money. Okay. Yes. Also, I'm going to give y'all some information on some prompts that can even help you with whatever business that you have. You can put that in and it will give you a step-by-step on whatever figure. So think of the figure that you want to make for 2026. Think of that monthly goal and think of that year-end goal. What is it that you want to make? Do you want to make $100,000? Do you want to make $500,000? Do you want to be a millionaire in 2026? So today, we're going to be touching on them things today, y'all. We're going to touch on those prompts that help you get there. I don't know if you've been following my page, but I have been using it myself. Because what I'm not going to tell y'all something that I am not going to do for myself. So I'm going to give y'all the juice. I'm going to give you the juice. Now, if y'all missed out on yesterday's live with Miss Day all day, go back on the page and see it, because that live, I spilled some real good information about taxes, about getting your stuff together. I gave y'all some information about filing statuses. I gave so much juice last night on even on how you can structure your business. So make sure you go and listen to Miss Day all day and watch that video, because that video is really going to give you some juice, because we really want to make sure that your business is structured and right, totally right. And I'm going to touch back on that again, just to kind of replay off of what we did yesterday with Miss Day, is that we talked about that get in your business. We talked about the people who are wanting to start their businesses, right?
Yes.
And when I talked about that and I told people, gave the story on how I messed up. I'm gonna just keep it real. I just messed up in so many places. And so I just was going in, being just starting things, not really paying attention on what I'm supposed to do first, what I'm supposed to do second. I was just doing stuff. And so sometimes I know some people call it what they say, stepping out on ignorance or something, like the ignorance on fire. That's what they say. Ignorance on fire. We just going out there and just doing stuff. And that was honestly what I was doing. I was just doing it. I was like, okay, I saw what I wanted to do, and I just jumped out there and was starting to do it without any kind of direction. So what I'm doing to help y'all is I'm trying to give y'all the direction. So one, you don't lose no money. Two, your stuff is structured right. 3, you can be able to get that money for your business through grants. Like some people think you can't get money with your business when you haven't done anything in your business yet. You're wrong. You can actually get grant funding for just being a startup business. And I don't know if y'all listening out here, but if you ever follow Coach K, she's the queen of the grants. So she's someone who you can get all that information from when it comes to talking about those grants and getting your business funded. And like just go and just listen. There are even prompts out there that can help you with even getting your grants written up. So we're gonna touch on all that, but I want to show y'all this video first, just because I truly want y'all to see about this. And while I'm putting this up, I want Miss Day to just go ahead and talk to y'all. This give us a little juice on how you started when it came into getting your business together. And I'm gonna let you, so you can kind of tell them some things about it as well, so we can hear different sides of getting the business going.
Okay. Well, hello. Hey, fam, what's happening? And okay, so one of the things that really stood out to me is because, like, you know how the saying goes, when you know better, you do better, right? So if I would have had it all to do again, I absolutely would have started my entrepreneurial journey even when I was still yet working, because I had been a federal employee for the government for 32 years at the time that I retired. But at the time that I became an entrepreneur, guys, I was 57 years young. I had actually retired during the pandemic in 2020. And that's when it came over me as I watched a lot of beautiful sisters out here on YouTube and getting the information. That's what made me think about that I'm not yet done. I have a lot to offer. I have passion. And that's another thing. When you want to start up another business, do whatever your passion is. Sis talked about this last night. Don't just be out here chasing a bag, because you'll chase a bag and burn out. But if you're doing your passion, you will never work another day in your life, because now you're doing what you love. You want to help women, or whatever that thing is. For me, it's helping women. I'm 62 years young, honey. I am a 2-time, 3-time cancer survivor. Got on my cancer gear right now. But my heart is leaned towards women. So I would have done that. I would have gotten the information and did it a lot earlier. That's my point. But once I did start looking and getting it together, my husband was setting up my business. But again, like Nisi talked about yesterday, y'all need to go back. That video is on my YouTube, Mrs. Day All Day, and it's on Nisi's UBE LLC TV channel. Follow her channel and get the rest of it, because like she talked about, a lot of the structure, we jumped in the water because we were ready to start swimming, but we didn't have a clear understanding on everything. And on some of these things, the information, people that work at the organizations, honey, they can steer you wrong sometimes. So you got to do your due diligence, or follow a queen like Miss Murray over here that's going to give you that information, because like she said, she's been through it. She done walked in the water. She went through the fire, and then she got a clear understanding. And that's also what the Bible says, that all you're getting, get an understanding so that you don't have to repeat things. Okay. So get that structure together, have your passion, get it structured, then step out and start going forward in that thing that you want to do. Because I found that out. And that's what I was like. I'm not looking backwards, I'm looking forward. And I'm excited about 2026, because being a business owner has given me tax write-offs, breaks, different things. So she's going to talk about all of that, but don't keep standing still. It's time to get the moving. Let's get it. Let's go. All gas, no brakes.
Hey, that's what we talking about. And I am now, y'all. I had to go get the video together for y'all, so that's why I had to come off for a quick second. But y'all, listen, this, I want y'all to see, I want y'all to listen to what I'm about to play right now, and then I'll talk about it right after the video. Watch right here.
lot of risk because I'm already prepared for the worst. Think about it, I come from nothing. What could I do? Go back to nothing, start over again. I'm like instant grits, just add water, I'm gonna make some money. You can't be afraid. That's what they do. Oh, well, you're gonna lose all your money. Well, you stay working at that company then. And you won't take one shot at something for you. Not even a boss, my supervisor. Well, I don't care about no supervisor. I'm about to own me a company. You talking about a supervisor that's working for them. And so my mindset changed. I'm like, man, this man acting like I had to tell my supervisor, bro, what you gonna do when they fire you? He said, you know what, you think you're too smart. That same year they fired him. He seen me at a thing, say, man, I should listen to you. But that gave me that motivation. When I have a job, I'm still in a position that I'm taking a risk to be fired. I done made a mortgage note, I got a car note, and then somebody come tell me, well, we gotta let you go. You ain't about to let me go no more because I got like 7, 8, 10, 20 different companies. So that's the mindset that they teach us. What they tell us in the hood, oh, you a hustler. And why we can't grind and be a hustling business?
Yo, you see that? Exactly. See what I'm saying? That part right there. How you going to be afraid to take a shot at something for you? Your 9 to 5 should be funding your business. It should be paying for of course, the EIN is free, but your LLC, your website, whatever, if you need help with equipment, it should be helping you get out of debt so your credit can be clean. Praying for your business, paying for your business coaches out there, your courses, your systems. You don't have to quit your job because you're tired. You quit your job because your business is built enough to replace your income. I'm going to repeat that one more time. You don't have to quit your job because you're tired. You quitting that job because your business is built enough to replace your income. And that is the only way to do it. Like to take that shift in your mindset from that employee mindset to that business owner mindset. When I bring you up this second clip, but before I do, I just want y'all to talk about that. Like what he just said, just give me your feelings on it. Let's talk about it.
Wow.
So Ms. Day, tell me what you feel about that clip.
Wow. I think that is a very powerful clip. And that's what I'm speaking to, that even people, I'm not just saying young people, middle-aged folks, people that have been on their job for however many years. Like you said, these are some changing times. And if you get that mindset that I'm just here, I ain't here for the long haul, I'm just here for a little while. But I'm going to be here until what my passion is, until that can replace my income. That is a powerful statement, because when I first started this and I wanted to help people start their business, I wasn't trying to put anybody down. I wouldn't tell anybody just quit your 9 to 5 willy-nilly and jump out here and say I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. But when you're strategic about it, when you are making a plan and you become strategic, that's when you make the leap. When that money can be replaced, because I would look at it like my main job, they was paying me well, okay? But it was a horrible place to work. It was a horrible federal institution. It was horrible, but they paid me every 2 weeks. And I would circle my calendar, just circling. I'm gonna get paid, just hang in here. But when you get another plan, that job can pay you to pay your mortgage, your car, your food, your bills. But be working on what your passion is, what's going to fuel you. I agree wholeheartedly. He hit that nail on the head.
Exactly. And that's what I say. And that's what I did, honestly. Like, I didn't just jump up and leave. Like, people always think that success happens right away and people don't stick with what they're doing. And like I tell people, I started my business in 2014. We in 2025. I didn't go completely by myself until 2022. So it took a long time for me to get to that point, because honestly, and this is another thing I want to touch on, and I want y'all to give me y'all opinions on this, because I feel like for me, while I was with my job, I gave a lot to my job. I honestly, any company that I worked for, I always felt like I always went above and beyond. Like, I've never worked for a company and just did the minimum. just to get a check. Like I always went above and beyond. The last job that I worked at, I literally went to that job. I came home and I still worked for that job because I was a salary employee. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm still working. I ain't getting no extra. I ain't getting no extra money or none of that. But because it was during, I worked in payroll. So, and the thing is with the payroll, when they had to give me their information, you had the people who worked in the day, but then you had them people who worked at night. So I had to wait for them to get in to get their information too. So I wasn't, you know, and with me doing 2 payrolls for 2 different sides, because it was like basically a state job, it was like I had to be available. So even during that, I still had my business. So even when I came home, mind you, I worked, took me sometimes 2 hours to get to work, 2 hours to get home, came home, still worked for them, finished work for them, and then worked on my business because I still had wanted to grow my business. So when I tell people, like, when people ask me and say, okay, you should be doing this, or, you know, you can't give, like, sometimes it takes that hardcore, I'm going all in right now, because in the future, I don't want to have to kill myself. So yeah, I might go hard now, and I'm going hard for what I need to do right now, and I may not sleep. The other day, if some of y'all received messages from me, emails from me, literally, I worked on a funnel that was giving me problems, and I'm just keeping it real. At the time, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? What's going on? This kept giving me a glitch. I stayed up. I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm not going to sleep until I get this funnel out. Like literally, I stayed up until 5 o'clock. I went to sleep and got back up at 10 o'clock and started my day all over again. But that's that passion that I have for what I'm doing. And so that's why I tell people also, don't get into stuff that you're not passionate about. Because if you're not passionate about it, the way I stayed up, somebody else is like, I'm going big. Because they don't care about what they're doing. And I see people get into different businesses and they focusing solely on the money and focusing on what somebody else is doing, because we are transitioned a lot of time to watch other people. And you can't always like put yourself in other people's shoes. Just because this person may have made it to this position or may have got this way financially faster than you, it don't mean that you are less than, don't mean that you should be doubting yourself. Like, you still got it. Like, it's just not your time right now. Things happen for a reason, and sometimes things slow us down for certain reasons because we got to focus on other stuff. And I tell y'all, so don't never short yourself or compare yourself. And that's what sometimes I see what people do is they try to compare yourself. My 10 years later, you can't take my 10 years of me putting in my business to your 6 months of you being in your business. That's not comparable. That same way when I watch people online and I'm like, dang, they got so many numbers. They've been doing that for how many years? I wasn't no social media person like that. So I can't sit here and be stressing myself out off of saying, oh, I don't have all these followers. Or, for me, literally, I had to start over from scratch because I had got hacked. So I'm starting from the beginning of everything. So when y'all see those different things, like don't like get scared or get nervous or feel like watching somebody else growing and then you start doubting yourself, because like I say, we are all in different spaces. We are all in different times. And so we have to understand that our time is our time. Your time is your time. And do not ever doubt yourself. Know that if you go to sleep, and I'm taking this for Whoopi Goldberg. If y'all seen Sister Act, remember she was like, if you go to sleep and all you can think about is doing and singing, baby, then you were singing. And that's how you need to look at it. When you go to bed at night and you like Miss Day all day, she's a speaker. Y'all see, I have her when she go ahead talking, and sometimes I just be sitting here and I'm like, dang, she be gone. Like, she be giving me the energy. You know what I mean? I'm getting off of her energy because she is great at what she do. But that is her skill set. I can't take that skill set from her. That's why she's the best at that. Like, she's that beast at that. So I can't take that from her. What I have for me. So I'm going to try to understand that when it comes to this business, please, please, please do not feel like you have to compare or judge or anything. Just know if you are passionate about it, all I'm saying is go out there and get it, because so many of y'all are sleeping on your gifts, relying on a job to save you. And a lot of times these jobs, what we see is happening every day is people are getting let go, laid off. And what is happening? AI is starting to grow more and more, getting bigger and bigger. And a lot of jobs that are out here, if you don't even have a handle on learning things about AI, you may not even be able to have that job anymore, because that job may get taken over by AI. So you really got to be thinking about these things and think of things that you can do to position yourself. And all I do is try to share information, give y'all little tips, because I just don't want to see people in a situation where we're about to head into a new year. We're about to knock out 2026. Y'all give me high fives on this thing. I ain't playing. We about to go in. What we doing in this 2026? We ain't playing with them this 2026.
We're not playing with
it. We played some games in 2025. We were shortcoming. We may not stayed on top of things in 2025, but in this 2026, y'all, we are going in. Can I say, let's come on, we are going in. We're not playing in this 2026. We are going for our dreams. We are going for those numbers. Again, we're about to show y'all some stuff, but I'm going to show y'all one more clip that I want y'all to listen to, and I'm going to transition on what else we're about to talk about. Here go the clip.
Once you realize that the tax.
Here we go.
Once you realize.
Okay, y'all, here we go. Y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Yeah. You can see it?
Realize that the tax code was made for. Once you realize that the tax code was made for entrepreneurs and business owners, it wasn't made for employees. Then you start to look at life completely different. Like even me and Troy, we went to Mexico a few months ago with our families, and it's a company retreat. It's not a vacation, because we in Mexico and we talk about strategy, we planning, we filming content. So what's the difference between a company retreat and a vacation? One is a write-off, one isn't. So it's when you want to go to Miami, right? Instead of just going to Miami, putting on your credit card and spending a bunch of money, why don't you actually have a company? Why don't you actually have some employees, your friends? Why don't you go? Why don't you have a lunch? Why don't you meet somebody? Why don't you attend an event? Now that actually becomes a company retreat. Now that becomes tax deductible. This whole thing is a game. You just got to understand it. And once you understand it, you realize that all of these things are made for entrepreneurs, investors. It's not made for employees. And as long as you have that employee mindset, you're never going to be able to reach the real value of wealth in this country, because you have to understand these laws were written by somebody. So they were written by people that want to take advantage of it. But of course, the minority is never going to look out for the majority. So the top people are going to make the laws for themselves, and they're educated. But the vast majority of people weren't educated, but now you are educated. So now that you have the information, there's no excuse not to utilize the information. But
listen, did y'all hear that? Listen, did you hear that? And what we just talk about, we talk about that travel. We talk about that travel, and we exactly. Like I say, y'all heard that loud and clear. The tax game is not set up for employees, and that is why I push business ownership so hard. You can write off travel. business retreats, education, equipment, phones, marketing, even part of your home. Look, y'all, I'm in my house. I have an office set up in my house. Miss Day is in her office in her house. And guess what, y'all? This is a write-off. Me talking to y'all right now on this StreamYard that I pay for is a write-off. But yes, I'm telling y'all, like, these are things that y'all need to think about. Me sitting here, look, this is my phone. I have to call and talk to people business. This is a write-off. I'm trying to tell y'all paying $1,000, $2,000 for these phones. Why not make this your write-off with your business? Come on now. Appreciation. Come on now. Y'all driving in your cars. You going to meet someone for business. You having a meeting or you got an event to go to. Guess what? That depreciation on your vehicle, you can write off for up to 5 years. Can I hear write off again for 5 years? Come on now. Appreciation. We writing off that gas. We writing off that getting that oil change. We had to get that car fixed. That's an auto expense as well. Maintenance. I had to fix my car. That's a write-off. I have to fix. That's my business vehicle for me to get to where I got to go for business. Write-off. Y'all understand what I'm saying? If I go to Vegas right now and go to lunch with Miss Day, we talking about our podcast and we talking about business. Guess what? Our lunch is a write-off.
Okay. Our travel is a write-off.
Yes, and me going to her had a travel business. Guess what? Now my entire trip is a write-off. My flight, my hotel stay, write it off. Come on now. Y'all, we got to be thinking about these things.
See, I just got to share something. I'm just about to pop aside. I just got to share something. Because, okay, just backing up a minute. Before, when you were saying, like you said, when you're at these 9 to 5s, you got to start setting yourself up for the transition, whether it's on your own accord or if it, like me, they kind of pressed my hand and I was like, I'm not for this foolishness. And I got the age and the time. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to get my pension and I'm running. See, everybody doesn't even have a pension in their future because they done cut them out. They spending, they doing all of that. But as you look forward to your entrepreneur life, as you still getting your 9 to 5 to pay them bills, you building your passion in what you want to do, connect yourself with somebody that knows what's going on. Because like she just gave me that credit about how I'm a speaker. It is who I am. That's on the inside of me. I know I've been called to do it, but God also connected me with Miss Murray over here. Because see, she's got that mindset. She's an accountant. She knows AI. She cares about, she got a travel business. She cares about the people that's within her circle. So that's how we connected, and iron sharpens iron. That's word, okay? Proverbs 27:17. And I'm blessed because, see, I'm the elder over here. She's a youngin' compared to me, and she's got that credibility, and we trade and share information. What one knows, the other one got. The other one got the other one. When you in business with people that are about your business, not insecure, not none of that other stuff, then that's how you want to connect and learn. And I know before we done, she gonna let you guys know about the products she got, that she can walk you through some stuff so you don't have to feel overwhelmed. And that's what I love about our connection. That's what I love about Nisi. She'll work it out, talk it out with me. I'm getting it. What I know, I'm sharing. It's a beautiful connection. So when you're doing that, it's not a bunch of extraness. You're working smarter and not harder. But connect with folks that can help you with that. I just had to throw that out in the atmosphere because, you know, I'm a senior citizen over here and I feel good about where I'm at. Okay, all right. Let's carry on.
Yes. Let me see what's going on in the comments. I did the same back then when I was talking. Yes. Now, my mom, she's on here. So true. And that's the way I feel to tie me up. I worked a bar business. My mom had her bar business for 30 years. And one of the things that even with her, like she hustled and like I learned some of the things from her. And even to this day, my mom still pushes me when it comes to the business because she's bigger as she's a big people person. So when she get out there, she talking to people in their face and like, hey, and doing everything that because she's used to that, in that environment. And like she always would say, she was a woman in a man's world. And so by her being in a bar business, it was always men doing this stuff, but she had to come in. And of course she was getting that hate and stuff, from people. And it's crazy because of course, who's she getting the hate from? Other men, because they getting, feeling insecure about this woman coming in and dominating the business that they have been in control of for so long. And so, like I say, she's been doing that for forever. She was doing that for 30 years. She still does, like she was doing her catering and stuff as well. So business, the same thing like with my dad at one point, he was doing construction. Like he actually was doing contractor work where he was working on stuff that was in people's houses and different things like that. So I was like, so for me, I saw that in life, you know what I mean? I saw those sacrifices. I saw those different things that people had to do when it came to business. You know what I mean? So when it comes out, like I was always that scared person at first. And I remember I was talking to my girlfriend, Tanya, like I told you about yesterday. And she kept telling me, because I was getting so agitated with this lady from my job at the time. And I was like, you know how you get home and you just got to vent about what happened at work. And I was like, and she was like, girl, she's like, I'm telling you. She was like, you need to get your own thing going. And this is why I say I appreciate her so much, because she had her own business. She had a hair salon for many years. And she was telling me, she was like, and she gave me from the gate, like I said, I started off not really knowing a lot, but she gave me like the websites and the things that I needed to go on to be able to even start my stuff. And so by me getting those things, that's what got me going with, even in the very beginning back in 2014, even though I really didn't know what I was doing, but she gave me the tools to kind of to say, hey, this is where you need to go, that. And then I was just going, you know what I mean? Because, back then, a lot of times when it came to business structure, a lot of people didn't really have the structure completed. Right. Like people didn't have their business started and going. So a lot of time back then, you may not see a lot of people who may have that full structure of their business and what they really need now in this today. They may not have had all of that set up back then because everybody didn't have that going back then. But when I say I come where I'm from, because in Philly, I feel like it's way different from where I'm at now in Georgia. Because in Philly, I call it the hustler mentality. Because you're in Philly, you hustle on everything. You know what I mean? Like you're going to have that hustle mentality when you're out there because you got to be on that grind. And honestly, that is why I used to send my daughter home for the summer, because I felt like Georgia was too soft. I felt like in Georgia, I felt like, and it's not even that they soft. I felt like in Georgia that
back.
A lot of the kids, like the younger people, I felt like they didn't have that hustle mentality. It was always my mom and dad, giving me this, giving me that, giving me this, giving me that. And I'm like, I needed her to have that hustle, and I wanted her to see where she come from and where's the grind. Like you have to have that grind in you. You can't always get everything handed to you. And I felt like here, a lot of people, when she done with school, people getting this and they gave me the brand new phone. My mom bought me my dad bought me my dad, I got the brand new Jordans. I got it. Like, no, you're not always going to have those things. And you need to be able to understand that you got to work for some of these things too. Everything can't get handed to you. And so that's why I want her to see the hustle. I wanted her to see the grind, see the people that's out there that's hustling and getting that, having that different type of mentality where you can't just put your hand on and think you're going to get everything. And that's what I wanted her to have.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, because like you say, my generation, I saw my mom doing the hustle in the grind with 3 daughters and 2 jobs, from 7 to 3 and 3 to 11. And that gave me that mentality of I got to get it. I got to go after it. And then working from when I was 14. But like I said, and I see that within you. Your mom, you watched your mom do the business and watching that and getting the hustle in and punching down, getting it in. And so that's the other thing. But right now in this generation, we got a mentality's got to change. It's got to shift. That whole business about American dream and pensions, honey, that's a thought of the past. That is gone. Right now, it's about what can you acquire? How are you going to be about it? Oh, this is the one thing that I want to share. When the last clip that you just did from the other young man that was talking about the business, the tax code, all of that. It's a reason why they did not teach us about this in school. There's a reason that they didn't teach us about money in school. They didn't want us to know. Back in the day, I think it was one of them Rockefellers. They said we don't want people, and we want employees. We don't want people to understand business. We need them to be employees so that they work for us. And then you would not have an understanding about money. How is it you could go 12 years in a school system that don't teach you about a checking account? You folks that graduate. Come on. How come you don't know about a savings account? Why don't you know about business and LLCs? But I bet you everybody in the county, they kids know. Their children work for them. That's a write-off. When your kids are working in your business.
And write-off.
Come on, a write-off. But there's a reason that you did not. I'm messing the quote up. But Rockefeller said, we do not want business folks. We want employees, because as long as they can keep you trapped in that cycle of that, I got to work for you for a 9 to 5. And beyond me, I can't understand how people still will not fight and boycott and sit out on this nation that won't even pay people $20 an hour. How in the whole hell can you survive on $20 an hour? I was a single person living in California. When I stopped working, I was making $46 an hour. And I was, hey, come on, during the shell game. Who we gonna pay over here? What we gonna pay? And it was just me. And I'm thinking, how are people with their kids on $10, $12? You in California, you might make 15. And then they start talking all this trash. It'll be against the small business. No, it ain't gonna hurt nobody in small business. It's going to hurt you and your cohorts. But that's what we got to wake up and understand. They don't want us to be educated. So we have to educate ourselves. We have to get with trainers like you, people that understand what's going on and understand how to play this game, because it is a game. And if you don't play, you cannot win. Okay.
That's the truth, though, because even when you talk about that, a lot of people who do have kids, and you have to think about that as well. If you do have children that actually can do, if you have children that can actually do labor, you can actually pay them up to a certain amount. And then guess what? That's not even taxable.
No.
Because so you can actually not even have to pay taxes on some of that. And then like I was listening to, he was like making a joke out of it. It was like, he was just kind of giving his theory. What's his name? Oh my God, what is the guy who is from Africa, who used to host he was a comedian. Oh my God, what is his name? He was African, but he actually hosted the Late Show.
Trevor.
Yes, him. Trevor, yes. So I was listening to him, and he was talking about he was talking about Elon Musk. And so he was talking about like when you have people like these investors. And so he's like, you have these people who he wanted to buy, like he was talking about him buying Twitter at the time. And he was like, he wanted to buy Twitter, but when it came to tax him on his income, he said he didn't have the money. However, he's worth billions of dollars, but he can't be taxed on. He said he can't be taxed on that money because he technically don't have that money. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, how can you be taxed on something that you don't have? So that's why. So they're like, he is going to grow, but he don't have it right now. But because he still is attached to it, he don't get taxed on it. And so it's like a catch-22, because you're like, okay, so you can, if you work a job, you can never do that, because why? You're getting taxed right away.
And you're going to get paid in a couple of weeks.
Money, when you have these millions and billions of dollars and you got these different investment things and stuff, and money hasn't hit yet, even though it can be worth this amount of money, but yet and still you can't put that on me because that money hasn't hit yet, is what it could be. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. And see, I'm trying to stop cussing, and I'm 26. But right now, I'm gonna say that's some fuck shit. Okay, But see, if that would be me and you, then they're gonna send us threatening letters and start talking people in your car, and we're gonna put a thing on the house and all this kind of shit to us. But to him and this elite, see, it's a 2%. 2% is the 98. And they playing games and
I want them to see this too. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all this while you talking. Go ahead.
But see, that's a girl. Ooh, wait.
Yes, and that's what I said. The game, and like when it comes to, and you gotta look at it like look at like a lot of these, like you look at a lot of these celebrities and things. What do you notice around this time of year? What do most of them do?
File bankruptcy?
No, what do they do at this time of year? This time of year, what do they all have? Every last one of them have a nonprofit. Think about it. Every celebrity you know have a nonprofit.
Or a foundation. Or a foundation.
So that's another way that people use, and when it comes into not having to pay in all that money, because now you take in a portion of that money and you have that into your nonprofit. And so what do they do? What do you remember Oprah used to do every year when she would give away stuff? Ellen would give stuff away at Christmas time and all that kind of stuff. And what do they do? Write off.
Right off.
And what do they have? A nonprofit as well. So now they're not being touched. And I tell you, that's why I say you have to watch what these people are doing when it comes into how they play and how they use their money.
And wait, this sister that I used to follow, her name, but that's what she used to say. She said, when it comes to tax codes for write-off, she said, you have to know the rules in order to play the game. Okay, don't be doing all this under the table, Craig and them kind of shit. You need to understand the rules in order to play the game. All right, I like it. That just was a flashback. Yeah, if you don't know the rules, you can't play the game.
Exactly.
Ooh, girl.
Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. I'm
glad my hair strapped down.
This is what I was talking about here. Hold on. Let me show y'all. They come on? No, not yet.
Yes, here comes Trevor Noah. Ooh, yeah. Speak on it, Trevor. Is he unmuted? Is he muted? I can't hear him.
You can't hear it? You can't hear it?
No. I can't hear him.
You can't hear nothing? Oh, hold on. Oh, what happened to the sound? Hold on. Did you heard the other videos, right?
Yes, I heard the other two. I just can't hear Trevor right now.
You just can't hear this one at all? Okay, hold on.
I love Trevor Noah.
Why? Hold on. Let's see. Can you hear it now? You can't hear anything?
No. Where is he? It don't look like it's muted either. Look like the mic is open.
You can't hear?
I can't hear nothing.
No, I just muted it here. Okay, so hold on. Let me see it. Anybody else can't hear it?
I was gonna say check in the chat. I just can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Let me see. Can anybody hear it? Are you in the chat? Can you hear it? Let me know if y'all can hear the video. Hold on. Let me try one more time. Let me see if it works. Can you hear it?
Not yet. Not me. Okay, try it again. Bring it back. No. You back to us.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know why you're. Yeah, I don't know why it's not playing where you can hear it. I'm not sure. But did you say you can't hear it at all? Can you hear me all?
I can hear you. You say something.
Yes.
I was.
So you say you can't hear it at all?
I couldn't.
You can hear? You can't hear it at all? Okay, I'm just not gonna play it now. But basically, with that video, it was basically talking about what I was just saying. I just wanted to show y'all the video. Oh, they said they couldn't hear it either. That's fine. So basically, what I was just saying is that when it comes to how the taxes is ran and how the things is getting played, you have to be smart about how you are handling when it comes to your taxes. You want to make sure that you're putting certain things in place, that you know certain things, and making sure that your business is structured properly. So many people I see a lot of times when they're having their business set up, they don't have it structured a certain way. So then when it comes to certain funding, they actually get denied the funding because of the proper structure. So like, let's just say, for instance, I told somebody, I actually wound up one time not getting approved for one, all because of the address situation. And so when you don't have a PO box, you cannot have a PO box when it comes to business. Another thing that can take you away from, getting funding sometimes can also be, like I said, that PO box, or even just having an email that's not a professional email. There's people out here still using Gmails and Yahoos that have as their email address, and that is something that you don't want to have when it comes to business. And like I tell people, it literally is like $30 to get a domain and an email address, like on GoDaddy. You literally can pay that for the entire year. That's the price for the entire year for you to have that professional domain and have that professional email address and not using your personal information. And making sure that you do not have a PO box, making sure you have, if you don't have a brick and mortar location, make sure that you get a virtual address somewhere. And when you do this, because there's some people who try to get government funding, or they might try to get government contracts. Even when you're trying to get those contracts, you want to make sure that you have an address that is a business address to use, because sometimes they'll say if it's not matching up. So that's why yesterday when we did our live, which I'm going to be touching on again, we're going to be deep in this on the 17th. So don't miss out on the 17th. Go to my page, make sure y'all register, because I'm going to be showing y'all some stuff. Even if y'all don't have a bookkeeper, it's going to help y'all out. I'm going to give y'all a lot of tips to help y'all get prepared for tax season on the 17th. Yes. But what I was saying is, when it comes to you having your address, it's best that you get that email address and that domain first when you start in your business, as well as that virtual address. Why? Because when you have that virtual address, that email address, and that domain, now when you register your business with the state, now you're not putting your home address on there for registering. And a lot of people end up doing that in the beginning because they don't have those things in place. So that's why I say it's really good to go ahead and get that first. So when you register, you already registered with that professional information. So now when somebody looks up your business, they're not looking up your business and seeing that your home is there. You see what I'm saying? So that's just a tip for when it comes to starting off with your business. And again, like I said, there are things out there. There is money out there. When it comes to different grants and things that's out there for your business. Like I said, y'all, I'm big on I'm not a person that is a gatekeeper. If I know somebody that can help you with some information, I'm going to put it out. Coach K is really good when it comes to teaching you about grants, getting you grant funding, giving you information on that. Follow her when it comes to that. I always tell people, follow people who are, when you go on your feed. I remember somebody said, oh, I can't do social media. because it's just too much foolishness on there. I said it depends on what you're clicking on. If you clicking on a bunch of people fighting all the time, then that's what's going to be in your algorithm, and that's all you're going to see is a bunch of foolishness. If you got a bunch of friends on your page and all they doing is talking about foolishness, or always talking about their boyfriends or their problems with their marriages, or all this extra drama going on, or who did this and who did what, or worrying about these celebrities who getting divorced and all that, if that's your main thing that you clicking on, then that's going to be in your algorithm, and that's what you're going to end up seeing all the time. So if you start clicking on more business stuff, follow people.
Go get business.
I know, like follow people who actually have some stuff going. Like, it's a girl who I used her business for two events that I had, Mementos and Conyers. She has an event space, which is really beautiful. If y'all ever need to have an event space and y'all in Conyers, Georgia, she has a nice spot there. She has two locations, like two next door to each other, where one is like bigger than the other. However, I follow her, and not only do I really love following her, because not only do she have her event space, but even if I'm having an event and I'm like thinking of ideas, because she posts so much like different decor on all the events that goes in her location, it gives me ideas like, dang, when I do this, I want to set this up like this, or I can do this, or I can, it gives you that pumpness. So that's why I say I love, like, that's what I do. Like, if I'm trying to find out about AI stuff, I'm going to follow Alicia Little, the AI queen. You know what I mean? She's somebody who you're going to learn that AI from. You know what I mean? So it's like things that you want to get, you want to stay in the juice of that. But back to when we talk about with these 9-to-5s, like I'm telling y'all, your 9-to-5 is never forever. It's a funding strategy. So yes, you can have a job, and I'm not saying quit your job. You can be on your job forever, but still have a plan B. So if anything ever happens, because you can love your job. So I would never tell somebody who their job to leave their job. No, if that's what you love to do what you do, but still have something else to back you up. So if God forbid anything happened, because you don't have control over somebody else's business. You are not the CEO of your job. You cannot say, I'm not going nowhere if they tell you to walk out that door right now.
You could have been there. You could have been there for 30 some years, and you know when it's time to go, so that you don't chop nobody in the throat, don't catch no cases, don't forfeit your pension over these people. Well, I wanted to share, MJ, this is my testimony. I wanted to share with you that I need to get out. I was taking notes that I just know before we get out of here today, you got to share with the people how they can get your product, how they can get the $297 product, where you can walk them through, share all of this information, y'all. I'm telling you, this is my sister friend, and I bought her guide about structuring my business, because I had one LLC that I've been under for these 4 years, but right now I'm about to change the name and I want to restructure her. Okay, I'm gonna get this restructured. So that's how I got that. I think she said through following her, she's gonna give you guys that, but then the other product. So you share that before we get out of here, sis. And my other advice is link with someone who's credible. There's a lot of people out here talking a lot of talk. They are not walking the walk. They will get your coins and you ain't heard from them. They will leave you in the middle of the road spinning around. But that's not what Queen Murray's going to do with you, okay? I am a living witness. I wouldn't tell you nothing different. So that's why I'm sharing this. That's why I'm telling you I am a witness. She is now my tax accountant, in addition to my business partner, as well as my sister and my friend. So know that you get with folks that can assist you. That's what you want to do, so you don't just be out here feeling burnt and scorched and you'll never do it again. Get with someone who's credible and things will be well. Okay, last thing, we said learn the rules so that you can play the game. And Niecy Murray can teach you the rules so that you in here, we're going to play this game so we get paid. Last but not least, when she talked about them write-offs, honey, I done wrote off iPhones. This is what I'm looking at y'all right now. This is a MacBook Air. She got wrote off, and I got a Mac on the desk over there in my office, okay? As well as travel. So all of these write-offs, and come the new year, before the new year, honey, I'm going to be a travel associate, okay? about that, I'm excited. I'll be your Las Vegas connection. Okay.
Mhm.
So these are positive things. And I love travel. I love fashion. Can y'all tell? But I'm saying, do what you love. And I'm doing the shifting, but be about that. And the business Oscars are coming. So you got to tell them about that. We know y'all got the women's event coming up Friday with
Mhm.
yeah, I'll share with that. So I just wanted to throw those things out there and let y'all know, honey, this is real and it's love. And when you get with folks that care and they want you to win, we all winning. When we rise, you rise, and that's what it is. All right, I'm done babbling.
Yes. It's the facts, though. It's the facts on facts on facts. And so, with me helping y'all out, I have put out a link. I sent it to people's email. I also posted it on my page. If y'all go to inbox.ubell.net/biz-fast-track. And so if you go to that link, then you can get set up. I will walk you through, actually not walk you through. I'm actually going to help you by doing it with you with getting your business structured properly, making sure all those things that I was talking about earlier, where you're having those professional domains, that professional email, that professional phone number, you having your address, you also getting your DUNS number. Like some people don't even go in, and that's free. Like you don't have to pay for that. That's free. Go ahead and start building your business credit. So these are things that I do when it comes to setting up your business. I do all of that along with, of course, getting you registered with the Secretary of State, making sure you get your EIN number. So all of those are all the things that I do to get your business set up. Now, not only that, if you get the VIP package that I have, I will be promoting your business for an entire week, posting your business, posting your information for an entire week on my upgrade for that. Not only that, I will also have you on my podcast so you can actually speak about your business and people can actually listen to you talk about your business as well. So that is what you will get with that business structure and the business setup, because again, I want to see everybody blow up in 2026. So just to tell y'all again, as ubellc-biz-fast-track. So that's Biz Fast Track that you want to click on when it goes on there. And I'll also make sure I put that in the comments, so then you'll be able to click the link and be able to get right to it. But if you go to my page, all my social media is mainly UBELLC. On Instagram is UBELLC_. So y'all see it here, UBELLC right here, UBE, and it's the LLC. So all you have to do is go there with the underscore, and you will be able to do it. Now, tomorrow there's going to be an international ball. This is going to be amazing. So in the beginning, there's going to start off with awards. You're going to have food, and it's people from all over the world that's going to be in this place. They got people from everywhere, from Guyana, from Jamaica, from Trinidad and Tobago, we talking about Haiti. We talking about every country, all the islands you can think of, even Africa, all different places. We have these women coming together, and it's going to be a brilliant and beautiful event. Not just women, though, it's men as well. We have different DJs that's going to be on there, which some of the DJs that they have, I can kind of tell y'all real quick, just so y'all can just step out in the place, because it is going to be tomorrow. And so they have DJ Charger, DJ Cliff, and DJ Reds is hosted and put together by Sabrina Sumray Kelly. That's who's actually putting this together. She is the founder and global ambassador of Global Sister Speak Network. And that is a network that me and Miss Denise Day is in. Like I said, this ball is going to be really nice. It's for the grown and sexy. So you want to come sharp. From 6 o'clock, it's going to be dinner, awards, and recognition. At 10 o'clock, it's going to be that grown and sexy dance until like 4 a.m. with the DJs and turning up. You're going to have your food, and of course, there's going to be food from all over the island. So when you're talking about, you're going to have your American food, you're going to have your Caribbean food. So you're going to go from fried chicken, macaroni and cheese to oxtails and curry chicken and curry goat. You know, you're gonna have it all. So it's all gonna be there.
Be hungry.
It's gonna be all the type of food you can think of, and the drinks and everything. So you don't, if you can get out to that. Now, also I said on the 17th, we will be doing, keep an eye out for the live we'll be doing on the 17th. The 17th, I will be going live, and I will, if you are a business owner, you want to be on here. If you're somebody who does not have a bookkeeper, and we even want some tips on how you can get your bookkeeping done without you having to have a bookkeeper and without stressing yourself with a bunch of receipts and all that stuff. I'm going to show you how to turn your bank statements into a profit and loss. So that can be the quick way for you to have your books together, for you to get your taxes prepared. So you don't have to figure out, okay, what did I pay on this? What did I do with this? No, we're trying to shorten that up for you. So we're going to do it live on the 17th. We're going to help you. I'm also going to give y'all all the different things that you can write off. I'm going to also tell y'all what the best filing status is to use, things that you should use, things that you shouldn't use. So everything that's going to help you get ready for this tax season, we're going to be talking about it. So make sure you go on my page and register, because that is going to be on the 17th. So make sure y'all are there for that. On the 18th is when we're going to be doing our Christmas giveaway, like we did with the Thanksgiving one, but this one is going to be a little bit funner, because we're actually going to do it live, but this time we're going to do it Zoom. So now when people do it, they're not typing their answers in, because some people may not type as fast as others. So we're going to actually have you saying it and singing it and doing all the stuff right online. We're going to be acting crazy. We're going to have fun with it, but it's going to be more giveaways on that day. So you don't want to miss out on the 18th. And then I also, if you are a business owner and you want to be a sponsor for my event, I'm doing a business Oscars in February 21st. So if you are wanting to be a sponsor for that, where you can have your name and your business logo on a step and repeat for that event, please make sure that you get with me. Just let me know so I can get with you as being a sponsor, because that is going to be an event that is really going to be truly my love for everything. I'm really hoping that for being successful, and I really would love for all of y'all to be part of it. So that's for the plugs we have going on right now. But again, I just want y'all to know, and the takeaway tonight, just so y'all will say, is to stop looking at your job like a prison and start looking at it like a partner. I'm going to say that one more time. Stop looking at your job like a prison and start looking at it like a partner. Let your 9 to 5 fund that dream. Let that paycheck pay for your freedom. When I got my checks at work, that is what I use to pay for my softwares, for the things that I needed for my business. When I needed to get envelopes, all the things that I needed for my business, the money from my job was what I used to pay for it to get my business going. So remember, stop looking at it like a job. Look at it like a partner. Use that 9 to 5 to fund that dream. Let that paycheck pay for your freedom. Remember that. Let that paycheck pay for that freedom. Because when you understand money, taxes, and ownership, you stop being scared of taking risks. You stop waiting for permission, and you stop letting these jobs control your life. If you want to learn the steps to structure your business the right way, get compliant, and put yourself in a position for funding, connect with me. That's what I do every day. And as y'all already know, we do this every Thursday, me and Ms. Day, all day. So make sure y'all here next week for another real conversation on Talk It Out with D&D, where next week we're going to be talking about that whole getting out, not going in debt during Christmas. Because some of y'all sit there and spend all your money trying to get all these Christmas gifts, and then be looking right after Christmas trying to figure out how you're going to pay them bills. So we need y'all to not do that. Now, everybody don't need a gift. Some of y'all can just say Merry Christmas. Hello.
Come on. Merry and Christmas. Some of y'all need business for Christmas. How about that? Let's get a business
from bad kids. They've been right in school. They don't need to have all them new gifts. And stop getting these kids these expensive $2,000, $1,000 cell phones that they can't even pay for on a monthly basis. But anyway, I'm gonna let that go till next week, because next week we're gonna talk about it. But again,
this, we got to tell the people, not only with the international ball that's coming up, we won an award for collaboration.
Oh, yes, hey, hold on. Oh, we got to put the polls on. We got, what else we doing over here? We did all day, every day.
All day, every day. We collabing. Okay, I just have to give us our shout out.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm going to video. I'm going to have my phone so I can put some stuff together because I want y'all to see it. I want y'all to be able to get some snippets from it if y'all miss out. But I just want y'all to know that we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And remember, your future business depends on what you do with your paycheck today.
Yes.
Till next Thursday. Bye-bye, y'all.